The tree emerges as a consequence of the birth-death cycle. It starts as a seed, grows into a trunk, and then literally branches out and blossoms with life. This is no different. Fundamentally, you are a story. Any good story implies a process of transformation over time. I wonder what yours is like. Did you pick it? Did it pick you? Part of my story is that I was once heavily addicted to alcohol. If you've ever been to hell and back, you know what that ride's like. For me, the hardest part about quitting alcohol wasn't putting the bottle down. The hardest part was putting down the version of myself that I was carrying. Something inside me had to surrender and die. Not in my body, in identity. It was the person in me that believed that this life of hell and suffering was the only life I was ever going to have. It wasn't really that I just dropped it one day. It was more like something confronted me that challenged its existence. I remember half feeling like I made that choice and half like the choice entered me. I think I had just gotten to the place where my fear of continuing was outweighing my fear of stopping. The day that I chose to quit, I didn't stay in bed. I got up. I walked about 7 or 8 miles, just out of shape, hurting, sweating profusely. I will never forget the way I felt while I was tapering down the day I chose to stop. I was terrified to go through withdrawal symptoms. I've been through that before. That fear kept me trapped a lot longer than I was willing to admit to myself. When I felt that inner pivot, when I was ready to drop the story that I had been living, that is the addict, the victim, the one who suffers. I ate better that day, and I tried to relax and get some sleep. So I make it through night 1. The next day, my sister shows up at the house to see me. And she's a nurse. She knows exactly how serious the dangers of alcohol withdrawal can be. I remember her looking at me in like disbelief. Like everything in her training said that I belonged in the hospital. You know, I kind of expected that too, but I kept waiting for my body to tell me that, and nothing came. Instead, I made it through day 2, night 2. I kept walking, kept taking care of myself, treating myself like a child, just listening to my body, not my cravings, something deeper. Don't get me wrong, my nervous system was definitely on edge. You know, I wasn't just pretending everything was normal again. When the morning of day 3 came, to my shock, I was feeling better, not worse like I'd expected. I don't know why this time things were okay. I felt like it wasn't supposed to be that way. Like I was braced to suffer more. To whatever degree my own psyche played a part, I feel highly inspired to investigate what that is, to try and understand it. And to the degree that I felt fortunate, I felt an equal part duty to use my experiences to help others. I wrote in my journal the day that I quit. Wasn't expecting that anyone was ever going to read those words, but it ended with something to the effect of, hope is returning. I had a dream once. It's time to remember it again. The long and agonizing wait is over. It's begun. I remember those lines because as I finished writing them, one tear fell from my cheek and hit the paper. So I took my pen and I circled that tear because I didn't want to forget it. I didn't expect in that moment that I'd ever become an addiction counselor, or that I'd be here talking to you. But I did know that the man writing my story up to that point was done. If you're standing at the edge of something in your life right now, I can't tell you what tomorrow is going to look like. I can't and I won't claim to know how your story is supposed to unfold. But I can tell you this, that the biggest changes you make are going to be a lot more subtle than you think. It might begin with an inner shift and a decision that you make that nobody else sees you've made. But if you catch it and you make it real and you choose to never forget it, you may be one of those people that comes to experience what dreams becoming real is actually like.